Sometimes, memories wants to come back to me, but I would like deny it, Like I would just do anything what I wanted to do. Especially when it bothers me a lot, I would sit down and be paused for a while, then grab the book and start reading again.
And then sometimes it reminds you too much of your grandparents, and you'll put the book away.
Mm-hmm. I didn't want it to get too carried away with the book, But it feels very good when memory starts coming,
You think there's any lessons to be learned?
There's got to be a lot of lessons that needs to be learned.
Sort of in the middle of the Great Depression, Will Rogers gave a speech that was aired nationally over the radio. He was speaking right before President Hoover, just sort of addressing the nation. That speech became known as the Bacon, Beans, and Limousine speech. He was attempting to encourage the country, trying to bolster them up, and he also was calling out a lot of the leaders at the time for their mismanagement of their corporations. At the time, it was known for its impact, the impact it had on people. Everybody heard it. And today, it's almost as well known, simply because a lot of the same conditions have happened again. In the speech, he talks about the over-merging and the over-capitalization of corporations, and you don't have to look far to see evidence of that. So it's sort of a timely speech.
The only problem that confronts this country today is that at least 7 million people are out of work. That's our only problem. There is no other one before us at all. It's to see that every man that wants to, able to work, is allowed to find a place to go to work. Prohibition, you hear a lot about that. Well, that's nothing to compare to your neighbor's children that are hungry. It's food, it ain't drink that we're worried about today. Here a few years ago, we were so afraid that the poor people would be liable to take a drink that now we've fixed so they can't even get something to eat. Here we are in a country with more wheat, more corn, more money in the bank, more cotton, more everything in the world. There's not a product that you can name that we haven't got more of it than any country ever had on the face of the earth. And yet we've got people starving. We'll hold the distinction of being the only nation in the history of the world that ever went to the poorhouse in an automobile. The potter's field are lined with granaries full of grain. Now, if they ain't something cockeyed in an arrangement like that, then this microphone here in front of me is, well, it's a cuspidor.
The tune I wrote about it is, I didn't try to do a lot of writing per se. I really tried to rephrase parts of the speech. So the song came out a little different than one I would typically write. The next trick was finding out where he gave that speech from, and no one seems to know for sure. But I did a little research of my own and feedback from a few others, and it seems like the best guess is somewhere here in Koreatown in Los Angeles. So we think we pinpointed the intersection, and we found out where Will Rogers delivered his Bacon, Beans, and Limousine speech. That building is gone, I do know that. Times have changed, but this is the spot. This is where we're going to do the song.
Now don't get scared and turn off your radio.
I guess in a way that the song is supposed to be performed once at its specific spot in lieu of a plaque or a photo or whatever. There's a song performance.
Let the radio waves bring you back to shore. Let the radio waves bring you back to shore. Let them crash and roll and rip and roll. but the radio waves bring back to shore.